And once again, I found myself on these weird mind journeys. They were beautiful. And in one of these journeys, I found myself in a beautiful garden. It was just filled with the most amazing trees, flowers. Everything in this garden was stunning. The trees, the leaves, the plants. And I saw a little stream in the garden, and on that stream was a bridge. So I walked across that bridge. And then I saw a figure approaching me. And it wasn't an ordinary looking figure. Basically looked something like this. It was a man. But rather than his face, all I could see was a giant yellow smiley face, exactly like what you're seeing right now on the screen. And I had a conversation with this man. He was a nice man. He explained to me the purpose of the garden. He explained to me why I was there. And he told me his name was Ed. Now, the class ended, and or the session ended. We all came out of our astral projection sequences, and we gathered around the instructor's table for some tea and coffee. And there people started talking about their experiences. Now here's where things got a little bit weird. 3 or 4 different people in that group all reported meeting a character named Ed. They all saw him differently, but they all reported the name Ed. And it was very weird for all 4 of us, and we had not discussed this prior to the conversation, but all 4 of us experiencing that same name in our astral projection. Now, I know this isn't complete proof that astral projection is real, but it was real enough for me, and it convinced me that there's something really powerful going on here. Now, what can you do with astral projection? Here are a couple of things that proponents and people who practice it say they are able to experience. One is the ability to transcend time. In a famous series of books on astral projection called Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe, Robert talks about amazing things that he experiences. In one particular book, he talks about how he was able to go back in time and see one of his past lives where he was a Mongol living in a tent somewhere in Central Asia. Others talk about being able to see distant parts of the universe. Several scientists who experimented with astral projection were able to project their awareness to the planet Pluto before satellites were actually able to take clear enough photos of Pluto. Now what was interesting was the scientists were able to report facts about Pluto in terms of the way its temperature felt, the way the air or lack of air felt, the color of the soil, that were later verified by these satellites. Others use astral projection to visit some of the most beautiful scenic spots in the world. Amazing vistas, incredible tourist attractions, beautiful nature spots. And others are able to go a little bit further. Robert Monroe talks about an entire different plane or alternate planes of reality. These planes of reality do not exist in a real 3D world. They are called the astral plane, and they are areas of amazing beauty. People report seeing all sorts of wondrous things in these astral planes. And to get a good idea of what you might experience in the astral plane, study the works of Stuart Weil or Robert Monroe. Others have used astral projection to observe different aspects of humanity and to use the skill in a way to help them with their lives. Imagine, for example, that you're about to take a vacation and you have a choice between 2 hotels. You might be able to astral project to that exact location of Hotel A and Hotel B and make your decision. Steve D. Jones, one of the top astral projectors right now, talks about being able to use this to verify information that he needs to know to function in the 3D world. Another aspect of astral projection is the ability to meet your spiritual guides. This is probably one of the most powerful aspects of the art. Not only spiritual guides, but many people report being able to reconnect with deceased loved ones. And the list goes on and on and on. Literally, with astral projection, the sky is the limit. Now, why should you be studying the phenomenon? Well, this is why I recommend it, and this is why I would suggest that you might want to pick up some books on astral projection if you are really interested in expanding the capabilities of your mind and consciousness. Number 1, astral projection allows you to overcome your fears of the unknown. And what's the biggest fear people have? Well, it's the fear of dying. When you're able to astral project, you're able to see that there is a life after death, and that death itself is not really the end. Secondly, astral projection allows you to raise your energetic frequency. Many personal development authors talk about energetic frequency. People like Kristen and David Morelli or Christy Marie, they talk about how people who are able to raise their energetic vibration are able to do better in the world, be more positive, shine a better light on others, and stay firm and centered in the face of difficulty or stress. Astral projection allows you to raise this energetic frequency. Finally, with astral projection, you're able to improve your ability to manifest. And that simply happens because when you astral project, you're able to see yourself as something way more than just a three-dimensional being. Astral projection also allows you to enhance your intuitive ability. Steve Jones, who's one of my favorite astral projection teachers, talks about how once you learn to astral project, it becomes easier and easier and easier to develop your skills in the art, because from those very first astral projections, you're able to connect with guides who are able to then pass you knowledge to move you and guide you further into the astral realms and to make you more adept at the art. Finally, astral projection allows you to experience connection with pure spiritual source. Whether these are guides, some people report being able to see their interpretations of God. So a Christian might see Christ, a Muslim might see Muhammad, or a representation of Muhammad. A Hindu might see one of the Hindu deities. But it's a powerful experience when you're able to connect with pure spiritual source. Many people who accidentally experience astral projection or an out-of-body experience during a near-death experience report seeing a bright white light. And many doctors report that years after that, these patients who experienced that white light were permanently changed. So, astral projection itself, I think of it as the ultimate spiritual experience and something that all of us should definitely look into and study. After all, we do it every single night during our sleep. It really is just a question of getting a grasp on it and being able to consciously experiment with this art. So, with astral projection, you open yourself up to whole new universes, to amazing new realities, and you're able to really push your mind to the limits of conscious power. Over the last couple of years, astral projection has become more and more popular, and dozens of books have emerged on the subject. Just get on Amazon and Google astral projection. But here are two books I personally recommend. Secrets of the Soul by William Burlman, using out-of-body experiences to understand our true nature. And secondly, one of my personal favorite books, not just of astral projection, but of all time, Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe. These books will open up your mind to a whole new reality that is out there. And keep this in mind. 1 out of 4 people report having experienced astral projection, but few dare speak about it because it's something that shouldn't be happening. In fact, everything from science to religion to modern society says that astral projection is fiction. Yet so many people are experiencing it that we know that there is something to this phenomenon. So what I'd like to encourage you guys to do is to see if we can break the taboo. Have you experienced astral projection? Well, share it. The people in this blog are extremely open. So scroll down and look at the comment space and do share your stories of your astral travels, your journeys, on how you might have brought yourself into an astral journey. What exercises did you do? How did you experience it? What did you see during those experiences? Let's try to go ahead and break the taboo behind astral projection. I'd love to see this art studied in more depth and brought to more people, because it's had an amazing effect on me, and I'd love to see the kind of effect it would have on you too. Thank you. Comment below.